What?
I tried.
Tea?
Yeah.
God damn!
But I did an Arizona iced tea.
Ooh, those are really good. They're super sweet. You would like them.
Yeah. That was, I don't remember. Was it you that told me to drink those?
I don't think so.
No.
Did you get like a 99-cent can?
Yeah, yeah.
One
like
of
a
those
big one?
giant ones?
Yeah. But of course, I went with Brandon. Maybe it was Alexis. I think Alexis was like, try the Arizona. Yeah, it was. Because she called me after she listened to our podcast.
We need to talk.
Yeah. And she's like, okay, I don't like this because I need to like be talking to you. I have so many things to say every time you guys are talking. And she told me to try the Arizona iced tea, and I was like, all right, I will, fine. And then I was in the store, and I told Brandon that, and he was like, okay, get this one. It's good. And I was like, but I don't like tea. And he's like, neither do I. And I was like, I don't know if I trust you. Also, you like kombucha. I definitely don't trust you.
Also, it's 99 cents, though. Come on.
That's why I ended up like
Giving it a
okay with
shot.
it. And also, he carried it up to the register, and I had like my fucking caffeine-free whatever orange soda or something too. And I was like, okay,
I'll try it.
I'll try it. But I did the ginseng and honey one.
Oh, I've never had that one.
Oh, it's like the normal green can, I guess.
Oh, fancy.
It was all right. It tastes like tea.
Oh,
Fucking liars.
I always got, back in the day when I would get them, I'd always get like strawberry kiwi or mango, and it basically just tastes like juice with tea, I guess.
Yeah. I told Alexis that I tried that one, and she's like, oh, no.
Yeah,
It's the
that one
worst
sounds
one.
like the grossest one to try.
Yeah. She told me that. She said she likes the raspberry one. So I'm
Oh,
like,
I never
okay.
had that one.
Yeah, she said that was her favorite. So now I have to try that. But
I haven't had an Arizona iced tea in 1,000 years.
yeah, it's like a tall can.
It is.
Tea.
It is. We used to always get them on like road trips as a kid, you know, because they're
Oh.
99 cents. And
Yeah.
you get like sunflower seeds. So you'd blow through that whole can because your mouth was so raw from the seeds.
Right.
And then you'd pee a lot.
Parents weren't very smart.
And that was my childhood.
My childhood was like, you can get water when we stop.
From the fountain.
Yeah.
Not buying it in that bottle, goddammit.
Yeah. Water's free, damn it.
It's probably fucking healthier from the faucet, too, than in those bottles.
I doubt it.
I don't know, though, because, you know, all those articles that are coming out about how it can give you cancer if you leave your bottle water in the
Oh.
car
Yeah.
and it's hot. And
Yeah.
then, but like, how do you know it wasn't hot before it got to you?
But like literally everything gives you cancer.
That's true.
If you live long enough, you'll get cancer.
That's true.
So
That's true.
what the
Who's
fuck
to
ever.
say it's from the water bottle
Yeah,
or the
roll
crack?
the dice. Because sometimes when you're hungover and you're driving and that water bottle's rolling around the passenger seat and it's been there for like a week,
You
that's
give
all
it a
that
sip.
you have.
Yeah, you give it a sip.
Yeah.
Speaking of, on my way over, I'm so tired because we weren't planning on recording today. And I was looking forward to a nap, but I'm here instead during my nap time. And I was so tired and I was driving and I thought, oh my God, I feel like I'm hungover, but still kind of drunk from the night before. But like you get up to go get taco shop anyway. Like
Yeah.
you know you shouldn't be driving, but you need something to eat. That's what I felt like driving over here.
Oh my God. That's been a while.
Except for I'm not drunk. I'm just a tired mom.
Same torture tactics as Guantanamo Bay.
Yep, exactly. Equivalent.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron, give me your goddamn.
Well, I don't know if you can hear it in my sexy voice right now, but I have developed a slight cough and I have my sexy phone operator voice going on. It feels like I have a frog in my throat all the time.
It seriously sounds exactly the same to me, but now that you've said it, I can kind of hear it.
Does it?
But also, god damn it, if you get me sick before I push this baby out, I will stab you in your artery.
Oh no, I'll stab you in the neck with a knife. Well, I won't get you sick.
Okay, deal.
Just
I'm really hoping it's what I already had and I got you sick and I'm the dick.
you probably are. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to blame you. Also, my
should.
kid probably too, because
Yeah.
he likes to like spit in my mouth. So
Yeah.
I feel like they do it on purpose. They're like, come give me a hug. And you're like, okay, give me a kiss. And I kiss my kid on the cheek. I like to kiss him on the cheek because
Uh-huh.
I see people kiss their kids on the mouth and I'm like, it's weird and I don't. I'm I'm not about that.
I am one of those moms.
I know that you are.
And sometimes he licks me when I kiss him, and I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah. Well, sometimes he'll catch my face, though, and, like, turn me so that we're, like, face to face. And then he kisses me on the mouth, and I'm like, I don't like this kid. Like,
Mama,
I feel
no.
weird.
No.
Yeah, he
on
wants,
the
like,
mouth.
full-on eye contact. Like,
He loves you.
I love him, and it's adorable, but I don't want that to be a habit. Like, just cheek kisses. Because could you imagine if my little man just ran up to you and kissed you on the cheek? Like, I don't care who you're kissing then. That's fucking adorable.
It is adorable. My kid kisses other people on the cheek, and he
Yeah.
kisses me on the mouth. But you rely on the other people to, like, turn their cheek. Like, oh,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Because he just sticks his face out and does, like, a face.
Yeah. No, see, I want him to, like, go for the cheek.
Like, no, bitch, move your mouth.
This is how we do it. Like, we always kiss on the cheek. So that, like, if some creepy auntie later in the future,
Stacy.
yeah, Stacy tries to kiss him on the mouth, he'll, like, turn your face away.
At least you know I don't have herpes.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Plus
we share
side.
drinks.
Plus side. Yeah. Otherwise, I'd have it by now.
That's how you know. Anyway.
Does anyone you know have AIDS? No? Well, good, because you know me. That's a Mitch Hedberg joke.
I miss him.
I know.
He's been gone for so long.
I know.
Too long.
Too long.
Okay, you ready for my goddamn?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I forgot you had one. I thought we were just fucking going.
I heard you about to take it away, and I was like, no, wait, my goddamn.
Yeah.
So my goddamn is this week, Lee got his wisdom teeth removed.
Oh,
my
yeah.
husband.
How'd that go?
It-
Wait. First of all, for everyone listening, he is a baby.
What do you mean?
He can't. Okay, you know this. He can't even swallow pills
Okay, that's true.
He goes-
I'll give you that.
because I just chew them. I'm like,
He does.
how are you alive?
I know. And they gave him like massive ibuprofen
I
pills.
fucking bet they did. Because
And
this is
then,
a real surgery.
Like Percocet and shit. You can't just chew those, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
He
to
bought
me.
a pill crusher.
Did he really?
Yeah. And I used to work with the elderly. So I'm like, oh, this is how you crush a pill.
I can
And
do this for you, honey.
yeah. Like if you only want it in one swoop, put a little applesauce on the spoon, put the pill on there, put more applesauce, and just swallow it.
Oh my god.
Got, like, a
He's
whole
like
routine.
100.
I know he is. Old man Lee. Anyway, so he got his wisdom teeth removed on Thursday, and they were so fucking fast. They
Really?
literally took him back.
Did he get all of them or just?
Yeah, all four.
Oh wow.
They took him back, and in 18 minutes, they already had me back there with him.
God
and they
damn,
had him
really?
sitting in, like, recovery, and he was just staring, like, sitting and staring straight forward. And then he kind of realized I was there, and he looked over, and he's like, hey. And I'm like, hey, how you feeling? And he's like, feel fucking great. He was, like, yelling. And this place is, like, a classy, like,
Yeah.
it's like fancy, nice. They give you a lot of free shit when you leave, like ice packs and chapsticks and a lot of branded stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's one of the like fancier places. So like, okay, maybe we definitely don't fit in there, but like maybe don't yell it. And that's not my husband at all. He's usually like the quiet, reserved one. And I'm the one's like,
Yeah.
titties, you know?
Yeah. He takes a bit to warm up, but
Yeah.
apparently the fucking gas does it for him.
Oh man, it did it for him. And he kept cussing and he was so loud. And he was like,
Oh my God.
this shit feels fucking great. God damn, I gotta get more of this shit. And he was like turning gangster.
That's step one on how to not get more of that shit.
Exactly. And he kept touching his nose and looking at me. He's like, is my nose okay? Does it look good? And I was like, it looks great. And he's like, did they do anything to it? And I was like, no, they didn't do anything to your nose. They just pulled your teeth out. And I'm like laughing and crying at the same time. And then he just kept like staring, like blanking out again. And then he'd be like, God damn, this shit is good. And then he went, they're so fast. And then he like Scooby-Dooed his feet, like running in place. Yeah, in his chair. And he's like that fast. And I was crying. And he looked at me and he goes, calm your fucking tits. Like, because I was laughing so hard. And like workers are walking by and looking at me and kind of smirking, but they see this shit all the time, so it's nothing, right?
Yeah.
And so then the guy comes up to like tell Lee how to take
You.
care of his mouth, but really he's telling me.
Yeah.
And Lee isn't paying attention. Lee is going on and on about how fucking great this shit is. And so the guy, totally straight face, just keeps talking to me. And I'm like, dude, I'm not catching any of this because my husband is tripping balls right now. And then he had to get like a note for work to say he couldn't work for a couple days. Like
Yeah.
he shouldn't go to work. And so the guy was like, yeah, I can write that for you. How many days do you need off? Like, I could put any date on there. And Lee was like, my man. And then on the ride home, he was like bumping his fucking gangster rap music and he was hitting every fucking word.
Oh my God.
And then I look over and he's like smiling and there's just blood all over his mouth. And I'm like, okay, you're done. You have to stop singing.
Yeah.
Even though you're making my whole fucking life complete, you have to stop. But I had started to record because I was like, can I record you? And he's like, I don't give a fuck. And so I was like, should have asked him earlier.
Yeah.
And I pulled out my phone to record and then the guy came up to tell me the instructions. And I'm like, God damn it, I didn't get any of it. And then I told him all of this later because he doesn't remember any of it, obviously. I told him all of this later and he's like, I'm really glad you didn't record it.
I'm not. That's hilarious.
Oh, man. It's like, it was like super drunkly.
Yeah.
But it was like for only 30 minutes of my life.
That's great.
Oh, man. It was the best goddamn moment of my life. It's beautiful. Well, see, when I had mine removed, I didn't say any crazy shit, but it also took them longer than 18 minutes.
Yeah.
So maybe I was saying crazy shit in the room with the nurses and stuff.
Probably.
And I obviously don't remember it. Because what I remember is coming to with a nurse putting my glasses on, and all I said was, wow, you guys are really fast. And he just kind of chuckled. And that was like the last thing I said
Yeah.
before I saw Lee. And like the nurse was telling me all this shit, and I was like, wait a minute, can I have my teeth? But that was like a conscious decision. I was like, I want to see my teeth.
Yeah.
I've been priming myself for this moment to remember to ask for my teeth.
I would like to put them on a necklace.
I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I want to see them.
I think Brandon has his.
I think I finally threw mine away.
It's smart.
I got them, though. I don't know what for.
Still have all 4 of my wisdom teeth in my face.
Well, let me tell you, when you go to take them out, it's nothing.
Yeah. I think I'm just leaving them.
Yeah, if you don't need them out, leave them.
My dentist last time I went was like, oh my God, you have all your wisdom teeth? And I was like, yeah, I should probably get those taken out. And he was like, no.
Ooh.
Like they came in fine. And I was like,
Ooh.
thank God I fucking dodged that bullet.
Yeah, you did. It's really not that bad.
Yeah.
Recovery sucks because you can't eat like chips.
Yeah, and you can't like bend down or your head will explode.
Yeah, they just say this so you don't lose a clot.
Yeah.
Then you'll get dry socket. But I don't know how long that's for. Like how long you can't bend down for.
I don't know. I don't like any of it. I don't like the idea of surgery.
No, it's not fun. I was nervous as fuck and didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And then now that it's over, I'm like, it was nothing.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, goddamn.
Yeah. So what episode are we on?
We are on episode 42.
Woo! Welcome everybody
Welcome.
to another shit show.
Yeah, sit right over there.
Brought to you by
Aaron.
and Stacy and Decaf Coffee.
And decaf coffee. That's why we're so perky.
All right, Aaron, it's your turn to go first. So why don't you give me your story?
I will. Are you prepared for this one?
Sure enough am. I always am.
This one is a fucking doozy.
Oh no. Am
No,
I not
it's
going to
not.
feel good?
I mean, they're all bad doozies in that way. But
That's why we pick them.
yeah, but this one's not like extreme gore or anything like that. It's more of like what the actual fuck.
Okay.
Okay? So mine is about a man named Daniel LaPlante. He was born in 1970 in Townsend, Massachusetts, and he
Ooh.
had a traumatic childhood where his dad was abusive, like physically, emotionally, and sexually
Oy, that's not good.
regularly.
Oy.
Yeah. And Daniel was also sexually abused by multiple adults in his life.
Jesus.
Yeah, not a great start.
No one should have to go through that.
No, agreed. Also, I may call him Danny at some point during this.
All right, I'll go
Um,
with it.
A couple articles did say Danny, so if I say that later, that's what happened. But most of it's gonna be Daniel.
All right, I think we can follow along.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
Got it. All of a sudden, we're on nickname basis.
Yeah, we're on a first name basis here. So Daniel struggled in school, and he was dyslexic and didn't have a lot of friends.
Aw.
And his classmates ended up saying that he was creepy and weird.
Well, I'm sure that'll do it to you if you get molested all the time.
Yeah, you don't have a really good bearing on like right and wrong or
No.
morals then.
Or, like, also your self-esteem probably isn't the greatest
Yeah, that
to go
too.
be making friends.
Yeah. So it was suggested that he go to a psychiatrist to work on his appearance and his hygiene and like self-improvement.
Oh, wow.
Because probably like you said, his self-esteem wasn't great, but also apparently his hygiene and shit, like his home life was not good.
Yeah, maybe he was never taught how to take care of himself.
Exactly.
Oh, that's so sad.
So he did go to a psychiatrist and he was diagnosed with ADHD.
Okay.
And the psychiatrist ended up making sexual advances to him.
Stop it.
Yeah. So this fucking professional that he
What?
trusts does that.
That's so messed up. First of all, no one should be doing that in the first place. But second of all, if his hygiene is so bad, why does this keep happening to this kid?
I don't know.
Is that a weird thing to
Think about.
put together?
Yeah, like who is he attracting?
Ay.
Well, then the psychiatrist ended up sexually abusing him for a year
Oh my gosh.
during their sessions. So instead of fucking helping him, he was
helping fuck him?
yeah.
That's bad. That's
That
really
was bad.
I thought that's where you were going, though.
No.
I thought we were doing that thing where I finish your sentence.
It was a good one. No, but
Oh
he was
my
like
God.
actively doing the opposite of
Oh,
helping
that's
him.
terrible.
Yeah. So that probably led to him being a little bit more fucked up than he normally would have been.
Yeah, you can't trust anyone.
Yeah. So then in his teens, he started stealing and would break into people's properties to steal. And then he got kind of weird about it,
Uh-huh.
where he would break into people's homes and he would steal stuff, but he would also leave behind items.
Weird.
And he would move items around so that the homeowner would know that someone was in their house.
Oh, that's creepy.
But it wouldn't be, like, immediately obvious.
Yeah. Oh my God. Would he go to the same place again and again?
Sometimes, yeah.
Oh my gosh. That would be so creepy.
So eventually that became like his only goal. He didn't care about stealing stuff. He just wanted to fuck with the homeowners.
Why?
I don't know.
Weird.
In 1986, one of the houses that he burgled ended up, I like that word.
Is that a real word?
I don't know, burglarized.
Yeah. But I like burgled better.
He burgled it. I feel like the Hamburglar. Well, he ended up finding out the phone number to the homeowners that live there.
Uh-huh.
And the house belonged to a father and his two daughters, Annie and Jessica.
Okay.
Annie and Jessica were roughly the same age as Daniel, which at this time was about 16 years old.
Alrighty.
Daniel started calling the house and talking to the daughters, and he said he had gotten their number from a friend who went to the same school as them. He started talking to Annie more and more frequently and told her that he was athletic and blonde and good-looking and well-educated.
Oh, this
Like,
is like
really-
catfishing.
Yeah, really selling himself, right?
Yeah.
Totally catfishing.
Yeah.
And she was like, damn, what a catch. I'm gonna catch that catfish.
Uh-huh.
And so they decided to go on a date. And Danny shows up to Annie's doorstep to pick her up. And he's definitely not what he described on the phone.
Naturally. What was his fucking plan?
I have no idea. He has dark hair. Like, first of all, number one, like, you can't lie about your appearance. You could say, I'm good looking, and then be not good looking because that's a matter of opinion.
Yeah, but you can't be like
I'm
and-
blonde
yeah.
and have dark hair.
Total opposite appearance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was disheveled and he was greasy and apparently
Ooh.
not an attractive person.
Yeah.
So, like, all around, just
Not
lied.
what she ordered.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Either way, Annie went with him to the fair. And then after about an hour, she was like, fucking cough, cough, I gotta go home.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
she
Left my dryer on.
yeah, I left my stove on or something. I have to wash my hair. And she dipped out.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, during their date, Daniel learned that Annie's mom had recently died from cancer.
Oh.
And Daniel was super interested in the details of her death. And Annie was super freaked out, obviously.
Okay, creepy. Yeah.
Yeah. He was asking her questions like how she felt at the moment her mom died and how much her mom had suffered.
Wow, that's a little deep. On a first date?
Yeah, a first date.
Wow.
Also, to be like really interested in that,
Yeah.
like I could understand like, oh my gosh, did
Are
she
you
go
okay?
quickly?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I hope it wasn't, she didn't suffer long or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
But
Not like
did she suffer a lot?
yeah.
Like, how
Ugh.
was it? Like, that's so fucking weird. Like, how'd you feel when she died? Fucking bad. It was
yeah.
my mom.
Not great. Yeah.
What do you want? So she noped the fuck out of that little tryst
Yeah, good for her.
real quick.
Yeah.
And she didn't talk to him again.
Good.
And then one night, Annie and her sister Jessica were being teenage girls, as teenage girls do,
Uh-huh.
and they decided to have a seance.
Oh, how appropriate. I'm in
And-
my seance dress.
You are in your seance dress. And they wanted to contact their mom.
By the way, my seance dress is just a giant dark muumuu for
But it
pregnant
has,
ladies.
like, winged sleeves and
It
lace.
does.
So,
It does. So it's my seance dress.
Yeah.
Okay. So they were having a seance and they were going to contact their mom.
yeah. It fucking worked.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
So they would ask questions, and then there would be a rhythmic knocking on the walls in answer to their questions.
No way.
Yeah. And apparently they did this for a couple of nights, and then the knocking started to get, like, too much, and they were having trouble sleeping because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then they started to notice stuff in their house would go missing, and then
Oh.
weirder shit was happening.
Uh-huh.
Stuff they had laid out on a table would end up all over the floor. They would come home and furniture would be moved to the complete other side of the room.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they were like, fuck, we accidentally summoned a demon. Not
the
mom.
only logical explanation.
Exactly.
That would be you and I, by the way.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, okay, you heard the whole first half of this story, so
Yeah.
you obviously know where this is going.
Yeah.
But these girls didn't know that
Fuck.
this guy had this fucking weird obsession with burglarizing
Moving
houses
shit.
and that he had burgled their home before.
Yeah, they had no idea.
Yeah. So they were
But,
just
like,
like, it's a demon.
Yeah,
Obviously.
the funny thing though is literally that would be us.
Absolutely.
Like,
100%.
oh hell, I can't sleep in this house.
Yeah. Like, furniture moved to the other side of the room, I'd be like, oh, fuck no.
Nope.
I'm out.
Yeah.
So then the girl's dad, Brian, thought that the girls were just fucking with him and, like, moving the stuff themselves.
Yeah.
Or moving it to scare each other.
Got it.
So he didn't really pay
He
much.
didn't take any of it seriously.
Exactly. So they were like, no, Dad, we accidentally summoned a demon. And he was like,
It was an
Sorry.
accident.
exactly. And so the dad was like, oh, shit. They must be really taking their mother's deaths hard.
Yeah.
Or their mother's death. She only died once.
Yeah. How traumatic.
Yeah. And so he thought it was just like they were psychologically like kind of messed
Tripping.
up about it.
Yeah.
So then in January of 1987, the girls were in their front room by themselves and the knocking started up again.
Uh-huh.
At this point, they were just like, whatever, there's that pesky demon again.
Can you keep it down, demon?
Right? I'm just trying to watch Real Housewives.
Not in 87, you weren't.
No, I guess not. I don't know what you were watching then.
Oh, my
Fucking
God.
Newlyweds.
Fucking Miami Vice. Ugh.
So then they realized that the knocking sounded like it was coming from the basement this time instead of the walls.
Don't inspect it. Don't go inspect it.
Yeah, they got kitchen knives.
No.
And they went down to the basement to
Don't do
Scooby-Doo the fuck out of this situation.
Oh my God.
And on the walls, in blood red, it was written, I'm in your room, come and find me.
Fuck that. No.
Yeah,
No.
And they were like, nope, fuck that. Not today, Satan. and they got out of the house,
Hell yeah, they did.
and they went to a neighbor's house to call their dad.
Listen, this is how you survive.
Yeah, you just get the fuck out.
Yeah, leave the house.
Yeah, although I would have tried so hard to convince my dad that we need to move if I accidentally summoned a demon.
Yeah, I would have done that also.
My dad would have been like this dad, though, and been like, you're fucking insane.
Yeah,
so
that's not a thing.
No. So they went to their neighbor's house, they called their dad, and then when their dad came home, they told him what had happened, and their dad was like, God damn it, my daughters have really lost it.
I'm
And-
getting real sick of this shit.
Yeah, and now they're writing on the walls,
Yeah.
like, too much, right?
Yeah.
And so he thought still that they were just doing this shit to each other, and their dad made them go to therapy to get a handle on their grief.
Oh my gosh, these poor girls.
Yeah. So then weeks later, the girls were hanging out alone again, and they heard the knocking again.
Uh-huh.
And this time, they thought it was coming from behind Annie's bedroom wall.
Oh, fuck that.
And so they go to investigate, and they find another message. And this
What
time...
do you mean they find... And there was a message there.
Well, there was, like, written in fucking blood red on the
her
wall
bedroom?
again. No, on, like, the other side of the... Like, I don't really know the layout of the house, but I think it was on the other side of her bedroom wall.
Oh, okay.
So, this time, it said, I'm back. Find me if you can.
Oh, no.
Again, and it was written in blood red.
Yeah.
And the girls had the same escape plan, and they got the fuck out of the house.
Oh, my gosh.
And they went to the neighbors, who called their dad.
Jeez.
And their dad came home and was like, seriously, fucking knock this shit off.
Yeah, I'm running out of paint.
Yeah. And the dad was like, okay, I'm going to prove that there's no one in the house right now by searching.
Oh, this is going to get interesting.
Yeah. And when he went inside, he realized that there was more going on than the girls had mentioned. Like, furniture was all disheveled, and he said that it was apparent someone else was in the house when they were at their neighbors.
Oh, my gosh.
So, like, they were like, hey, there's this message, and didn't say anything else was out of place, and then he went in and was like, oh, this is more, though.
Yeah,
so, like,
yeah.
maybe someone actually was
Is
in
in
here.
the house.
And so he goes up to Annie's room, and on the wall, he sees a new message that said, marry me.
Ew. Ew.
And
That's so
then-
creepy.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
And
What if
then,
you're the dad?
on the other side of the room is Daniel,
No.
dressed in Brian's late wife's dress,
What the fuck?
her makeup, and a blonde wig,
Stop it.
and he was holding a hatchet.
What?
Yeah. Fucking 0 to 100,
Nope,
right?
nope.
I mean, it was like 75 to 100.
Yeah, he wasn't at 0.
He was
Ew,
escalating
he was
already.
wearing her clothes.
He was wearing their dead mom's clothes.
and a wig and her makeup.
and her makeup.
And
And it was
holding
like
a
smeared all
fucking
over his
hatchet.
face and stuff.
Oh my
And he
god.
had a hatchet.
Oh
And
my
so
God.
Brian was like, oh, fuck that, right?
Yeah.
And they like got in a little tussle and they started struggling. But Daniel was able to get away.
Oh my god.
And Brian said that it was super weird because it seemed like he had just vanished. So they call the cops,
Weird.
obviously.
Uh-huh.
And it turns out all the messages were written in ketchup,
Ooh.
which is way less ominous than like demon blood.
Yeah, yeah.
But I digress.
What if demon blood was ketchup?
Whoa. Twist.
We're on to you, Hunts.
Yeah. So then the cops search the house and they find a crawl space behind a cupboard in Annie's bedroom.
Oh, in her bedroom?
Yeah.
No.
And inside the crawl space, they find Daniel.
I never want to live in a house with a crawl space.
Fucking
For the record.
never. I live in a house with an attic, but it doesn't have. Well, is it a crawl space if you can stand? Because I have one of those.
A stand space?
I have an entire underneath my house where it's
Yeah,
sketch
but
as
it doesn't
fuck.
go like from your room,
It's literally under us now.
I guess. But didn't you say it was in Annie's
Well,
room?
yeah, it was like behind. It was in the walls, basically.
Oh,
like, behind
God.
her cupboard or whatever, or like through her
that's
cupboard. I don't know.
Creepy.
Yeah. So they find Daniel and they take him out and arrest him, and they search the rest of the house. And apparently, they find passageways all around the house, inside the walls.
Oh my god.
And there were peepholes
Ew.
scattered around so that Daniel could watch the family from inside in
Oh.
whatever room they were in.
My god, that's fucking creepy.
Terrifying.
What the hell? What if that's happening right now?
It's like the dog picture, his eyes poked out of it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This kid is fucked up.
So obviously they realized that they hadn't summoned a demon and that it was Daniel acting as their mother's spirit or whatever, trying to scare
Yeah,
them.
knocking on the walls and shit.
Yeah. And he spent a year in juvie for that.
Oh my. Only a year?
He
I don't know
didn't-
why he
I
needs
mean,
more.
I know he needs more because he's on this podcast, so you
Yeah.
know that that's not all, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, he didn't necessarily do anything wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, he burgled the house.
Yeah, he did some things wrong.
He
The little
did a
peeping
lot
Tom.
wrong, but he didn't.
He had a hatchet.
He was 16 or 17.
Oh my god. It's fucking weird.
Yeah. But they were like, well, I mean, he had a hatchet, so I don't know if he was planning on attacking the girls if they would have gone up to the room instead of calling their dad.
Yeah. Oh my god. Can you imagine? Thank god they went to the neighbors.
Could you imagine
That's how you stay alive.
walking into a room to be like, where's this demon? And then you see a dude in your dead mom's clothes.
No.
That
Found him.
fucking horrifying.
Terrifying.
Yeah. So he was released in October of 1987, and he went right back to his life of burglary. And the
naturally.
next month, he stole 2 handguns from a neighbor.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. On December 1st, 1987, Daniel broke into a home belonging to Andrew and Priscilla Gustafson. Priscilla was pregnant at the time.
Oh, no.
And they already had 2 children,
Ugh.
Abigail, who was 8, and William, who was 5.
Okay, the story was funny, and now I hate it.
Yep. It gets really bad, and I'm sorry.
You're fucked.
Yeah, and you're fucked. So the day that Daniel broke into their home, Andrew was at work, and Daniel found Priscilla and raped her,
Oh, my God.
and then he shot her in the head multiple times
No.
at close range.
Oh.
He then drowned Abigail and William in separate
No.
bathtubs in the home.
Oh, I hate this story. This
Yeah.
is the worst.
I know. Andrew came home and he found his wife dead in their bed
Oh.
and called the police. And the police are the ones that ended up finding the children.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Was he not wondering where his kids were?
I mean, he probably was, but
Yeah.
I don't think as I would have. I don't know.
No, I know. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
It's
wanna
better
find
the
them
police
either.
found the kids.
Yeah.
Oy.
So I'm sorry that this not lighthearted, but
Yeah,
funny story took a really
deep
shitty turn.
Why did he do that? He like switched up his MO in 2 months.
Police were speculating that it was because he got the handguns. Like, he didn't have a weapon. They said that they thought he probably didn't have enough confidence that he could subdue someone by hand.
Uh-huh.
But then when he got a handgun,
Oh my
it
God.
like adds, 10 feet to a person.
Yeah.
So at the scene, police find items that they believed were used as restraints, suggesting that they had been tied up before they were killed.
Oh, that's awful.
Apparently, police pretty quickly realized that it was Daniel LaPlante and opened a manhunt to find him.
Okay.
I don't know how they knew it was him.
Yeah. Maybe that person was like, hey, my handguns.
Yeah, but then that's assuming that the person knew who took them, too.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Yeah, which maybe, like, they tied the handguns to him and they're like, well, he's a neighbor of this guy who's known for burglarizing houses.
Ugh.
It could have been that, but
Yeah.
he was considered armed and dangerous, obviously.
Yeah.
A couple towns over, Daniel apparently broke into a lady's house and kidnapped her and stole her vehicle,
Jesus.
but she was able to escape,
Oh, good.
and someone identified Daniel driving her car because they had seen his picture on the news.
Yeah.
Daniel was found 48 hours after the search began, hiding in a dumpster, and police did a thorough search on his person and found one of Abigail's hairs on his sock, essentially
Ooh.
placing him at the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
And Daniel was tried in 1988 and sentenced to 3 life sentences for the
Wow.
murders of Priscilla, Abigail, and William.
Good.
So he was denied his appeals for lesser sentences and will spend the rest of his life in prison.
Good.
And there was an investigation discovery show that featured this case on Your Worst Nightmare series called Bump in the Night, in case you want to see that
Oh,
shit.
my God. How appropriately named.
Yeah,
Ew.
fucking right.
That's so gross.
Yeah.
Annie is so lucky.
So lucky.
Oh
Girl,
my
buy a lottery
God.
ticket.
Can you?
Both of those girls.
Yeah,
And Brian.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Seriously, I cannot imagine. Like, what's her story like today?
I don't know.
Oh wow, she
I
probably's
know.
got some issues.
Hell yeah.
I would have security cameras everywhere.
I would never
doors
answer
locked?
a phone that I didn't know who was calling.
Hell no. Well,
Like-
I don't do that now, but
I do sometimes still. And then they're like, is this Aaron? And I'm like, fuck.
why are you asking?
I just wanted to mess with people. Why are you real?
leave me alone.
Yeah.
Well, goddamn, that was a doozy.
That was a doozy.
You were right.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Fucking interesting, right?
I'm gonna be so freaked out anytime I hear a noise.
Yeah. So those little fucking knocks around your house and stuff.
They're not
maybe-
demons.
Maybe your walls are a little bit thicker than you thought.
Maybe.
Oh, passageways.
Ugh. Gross. I don't
Yeah.
like that. I don't think so, because we live in California, so our walls are like literally an inch thick.
That's true. We don't need any insulation.
No, no. In fact, I can always touch my wall and feel where the sun is.
That's true.
Okay, well, on that note, are you ready for my lovely story?
I am.
My story is about the Rack Man.
The Rack Man.
Rack Man. On August 11th, 1994, fisherman Mark Peterson was fishing in his boat, the Lady Marion, and he was fishing in Australia's Hawkesbury River, which
Okay.
is just north of Sydney.
Cool.
So while he's fishing, he feels this heavy tug on his net. He was net fishing, by the way. I guess he was fishing for squid,
Okay.
interestingly enough, in a river.
I don't know where squids live, so it sounds plausible. I know it's in water.
To me, I feel like it's the ocean.
I know giant squids are in the ocean because they wouldn't fit in a
Well,
river.
he thought he got a fucking giant squid because he felt a heavy tug on his net and he got really excited and he was like, this is going to be a big one.
Ooh.
And so he starts to pull it out. And as he does so, he realizes that this isn't a fish that he caught at all, but it's something else because it's just like way too fucking heavy.
Yeah.
So as he starts to pull the net aboard, he realizes that there was this huge metal frame stuck in it.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It's like part of a car?
Well, the metal frame kind of looked like it had been constructed out of steel, and it looked similar to a crucifix.
Ooh.
And this, yes.
okay.
So he's like, it's not a car. This crucifix was covered in black plastic bags, and he pulls it up on the deck, and he leans closer to see what it is, and he sees a bone sticking out of one of the bags.
No.
Yeah. And so he investigates more, and he starts to find a bunch of bones in the bags, and he's not sure if they're human or animals, so he goes ahead and he calls the police.
That's smart. Smart.
Yeah,
That's
it's
smart.
on this podcast, so you can guess.
Also,
Yeah.
I don't think I would dump a bunch of animal bones in bags in a river.
No,
Like,
tied to
I'd
a
be like-
crucifix.
I don't know what you do with them, but I feel like I wouldn't be as like shady getting rid of them.
That's true, but maybe some like ritual or something, you know?
Oh,
Like,
okay.
people do weird shit, right?
Yeah, I guess they do.
But the police come and they quickly realize that the remains that are on the steel frame are in fact human remains.
Okay.
It's not animals.
Okay.
It seemed that the body had been tied to this metal frame with wires around its elbows, waist, knees, and ankles, and it had a noose made of orange rope tied around the body's neck.
Oh my god.
I'm going to talk a little bit about this metal frame because I was really confused doing a lot of research, and every article said something a little different. So I'm going to give them all to you and then go from there.
Okay.
So the metal frame was described as being two cylindrical solid metal bars that were welded together with a third bent into a restrictive L shape across the body. And I was like, I don't understand the description of the third bar. Like, how the fuck is it built into an L shape? Where is it at? How is this a crucifix? I
Yeah,
don't get
how is it attached?
Yeah. I did see an article which had a drawing of the body and the frame, like how it was found.
Uh-huh.
And it depicts one long bar that runs the length of the body
Mm-hmm.
with 4 bars welded on, like perpendicular to that central rod at various intervals down the central rod. And each bar aligns with like a body part that was tied down. So there was a bar that ran across at like neck level where the noose was tied, and then another bar that ran across at elbow level, elbow/waist level, and then another one at knee level, and then another one at ankle level.
Okay.
So that's how the picture drew it.
How wide are these bars?
They're kind of like
Body width, or is it like the arms are outstretched?
the picture looked like if you were just laying on the ground with your arms by your side.
Okay.
They weren't really like stretched out like Jesus on a cross.
Yeah.
And same with the legs. Like they were just
Down.
just
Okay.
hanging down. And like the ankles were tied on either side of that central bar.
Okay.
So there was a third description of this frame, and it was that it was a steel crucifix constructed using a piece of flat metal that was 5 feet 10 inches long with 2 cylindrical bars welded to it, and the bars were reinforced with rods that were bent into L shapes over the corpse. So then that description has like a metal plate that's on the back,
Yeah.
and then it has these L-shaped bars that like curve over the corpse. I don't know what exactly was found. There was
I
a
feel
picture,
like there should be better accounts of this.
right?
When did this happen?
This happened in 1994. There's a picture of it,
Okay.
but the picture is kind of shitty.
Of course.
It's when the metal frame was pulled up onto the deck of the Lady Marion,
Uh-huh.
and it's like potato quality, and there's not a banana for scale. So I have no fucking clue what I'm looking at when I look at this picture,
Oh.
but I will put it on the website, and maybe somebody can tell what
Draw
it
it
is.
out.
Yeah, because I stared at it, and I was like, maybe if I saved this image and lightened it, I could see what the hell is going
Right.
on. But I don't get it. And then it
Fair.
looks really small for like a human to be tied to it, and it's kind of with a bunch of other shit that's on a fishing boat. So
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure how this metal frame to look, but you get the gist of it. A body was tied to some metal.
Yeah.
After the body had been placed on the frame or the rack or whatever you want to call it, It had been wrapped in a bunch of black plastic bags, and an autopsy was performed on the body, and the coroner ruled the cause of death was due to blunt force trauma to the head.
Yee. Were the bags going around the bars and stuff too?
I don't really know.
That's a weird time to bag it.
Yeah. Like,
It's weird.
I would think they're kind of like just wrapped around the body.
Maybe it's like
maybe
wrapping
between the bars?
plastic, not like bags.
Yeah, maybe. I was thinking like leaf bags, like
Oh.
black yard bags.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know,
It
but
just
if it's
said black
tied to a
plastic.
thing, like how do you get it around it? Maybe
I
if it
have
went
no-
all the way around all the bars and stuff.
Or maybe the body was wrapped in plastic and then tied to the bars.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Weird. Okay.
Okay, so it wasn't clear if the person had died on the frame or if they'd been put there after death.
Okay. A rough way to go.
Yeah, not a good way to end up.
No.
The authorities speculate that the frame was used as either a weight to hold the body down underwater
Mm-hmm.
and related to like a gang like killing, maybe a sign to others not to cross these people, you know? Like,
Yeah.
hey, he ended up swimming with the fishes. Or they were speculating that since it was a cross, like, or it was cross like, that it was used in some satanic ritual of some sort
Hmm.
or some shit. They also
Did they accidentally summon a demon?
perhaps. They also figure that since the frame itself was so heavy, plus like add the weight of a dead body, and it would have taken more than one person to throw this body into the water.
Yeah.
The authorities also speculate that this frame was put together well enough that whoever did this was a welder or a metal worker or knew what they were doing. It wasn't
Ooh.
like shoddy work.
Yeah.
It was clear that this involved foul play and that whoever put the body on the rack.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
You think?
You don't end up there on accident.
Yeah.
And that whoever put the body on the rack had not intended for the person to be found and was hoping that the weight of the rack would keep the person at the bottom of the river forever.
Which it sounds like it was doing a good job of.
It
until
was,
Mr.
yeah.
Net Fisherman here.
Looking for squid in a river.
Yeah. What was he really doing?
I don't know. The authorities hired a specialist to analyze the barnacles that had started to grow in the metal frame, and it was determined that this metal frame had been submerged in the water for less than a year,
Ooh.
but he couldn't rule out that it could have been possibly underwater for longer than a year.
Yeah.
So, like, everything that had started to grow on it was less than a year old.
Okay.
When they began to remove the sheets of the black plastic from the body, they find that there was clothes still intact,
Ooh.
hair, and even some soft tissue still attached to the bones. After being in water that long.
Well, I mean, if you're all wrapped up in
Plastic.
bags,
yeah, maybe not the best way to get rid of something.
Yeah, it might preserve it a little bit.
Although it'd look pretty suspicious if you could just see a body tied to a frame as you're throwing it in a river.
Yeah. Yeah. Although a fucking crucifix-shaped thing throwing into a river is also suspicious.
Yeah.
Wrapped in fucking plastic bags.
That's true, but what if it maybe looks like something that you would go fishing with? Like, I'm just gonna go
Oh.
crab fishing.
Ooh, maybe, yeah. I could see, like, a big metal pole thing on the back of a fishing boat. I wouldn't question a guy.
Yeah. Unless it looked like a crucifix with a body taped to it.
Unless it literally was a crucifix with a body taped to it.
I might
or
question
tied
someone.
to it. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I probably wouldn't question him, though. I'd just call the cops.
Yeah,
and
that's smart.
get the fuck out.
That is smart. So all of the material that they find in those black plastic bags was analyzed and it determined that the remains belonged to a dark-haired Caucasian male, possibly of Mediterranean or Central European descent,
Oh.
between the ages of 21 to 46 years old, and he was between 5 feet 2 inches to 5 feet 4 inches tall.
Okay.
So they kind of have a little idea of what this guy looked like.
Yeah.
It seems that the rack that the man was found on was specifically made for his body to fit
Ugh.
on it because the specs were like exact to his measurement
That's creepy.
and like all the bars lined up exactly with his body parts
Yeah.
to tie them down. The victim's skull was still intact and they were able to examine the teeth and determine that the man had his first lower right molar removed when he was young and likely had a somewhat mishappen face.
Misshapen?
It said mishappen, like but misshapen, yeah.
Oh.
It was he's a little unique looking.
He's different.
But it
Alright.
said mishappen, so I quoted it. This man had been submerged in the water so long that decomposition and water erosion caused his fingerprints to deteriorate.
Damn
and,
it.
I know. And DNA samples were virtually useless since they were like poor quality and had been in water for so long.
Yeah.
So obviously the DNA and fingerprint databases weren't helpful in identifying this man. Now the investigators turned to clothes that the man was wearing, and he was found in a medium-sized Everything Australian polo shirt, which I'm going to go ahead and guess here is a brand,
I would assume so.
and also No Sweat brand sweatpants, which I've never heard of either of those brands.
Well, we're not Australian.
That's true. And inside those sweatpants was a pack of soggy cigarettes and a lighter in the pocket.
Ooh. So sweatpants and
A polo shirt.
that's
Keeping
those
it
don't
classy.
go together.
Sounds like a Russian hit. You know, like your Russian
Oh.
tracksuit?
yeah.
Sorry, Russia.
I wonder what kind of, like, you said no sweat sweatpants, but, like, were they, like, the Russian tracksuit pants?
I don't know.
Or were they, like, gray sweatpants that are, like, you don't leave the house in those?
Some articles said that it was like a tracksuit.
Well,
And then one specifically stated the brand, so I put it down there. No Sweat sweatpants.
all right.
Well, someone from Australia, let us know if that's a brand. Because
Yeah.
my next line says this clothing was super generic and very common and mass produced, so it led to zero leads to who this man was.
All right.
So if it's true, hopefully somebody from Australia can tell us that.
All right. Yeah.
The police dug through missing persons reports, and none of them matched any of the missing persons case on file.
Okay.
So they were like, we really have no idea who this guy is.
Yeah.
Investigators were, however, able to hire someone to reconstruct a bust of the man's face based off of his bone structure of the skull, and even create some computer-enhanced images to help add a few different, like, hairstyles to the man.
Ooh.
And they released this to the public in hope of identifying the man.
yeah, this sounds very much like Bones.
I know, right?
Yeah, they
This
had a
is
lady that
real-life
did that.
bones.
Yeah.
This case was actually covered on Australia's Most Wanted,
Ooh.
and it helped cultivate a few leads.
Ooh, good.
So here we go.
Here we go.
One of the possible victims that they are speculating is Joe Biviano.
Okay.
In 1993, Joe goes missing from a suburb near Sydney, and he was born in 1963, so he would have been 30 at the time of his disappearance.
All right.
And he was 5'4" and had dark hair, so his body matches the guy's type and his age, right?
And his name sounds like a guy who might wear a tracksuit.
Right. His facial features matched those of the reconstructed bust.
Ooh.
However, he didn't have any dental records on file.
Oh, god damn it.
And a relative of Joe's came forward and gave DNA, and it wasn't a positive match. And I don't
Okay.
know how reliable the DNA was, since they said that it wasn't the highest quality, but maybe it got better by the time that they did the DNA thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what year they tested it. Maybe technology advanced.
Yeah.
So possible victim number 2 is Peter Mitris. And in 1991, he was a Greek businessman who went missing from King's Cross, and police were given information that he had died in a similar fashion as the Rack Man, in that he had been bashed in the head and his body had been dumped in the ocean off of Sydney.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I don't know, like, who said this or where they got this information, but the police haven't ever found his body. But the
Ooh.
thing is that Peter was 5'10", so he was much taller than the Rack Man.
Yeah.
And his sister said that his teeth didn't look anything like Rack Man's teeth. So it's likely that it wasn't a match.
Yeah. Your sister would know what your teeth look like.
Yeah, we stare at that shit your whole
Yeah.
fucking life.
Mm-hmm.
So this case has been cold, and no one was 100% sure on the identity of this man or who the murderer or murderers could have been until 2018. Police were able to use the DNA recovered, and they linked the identity of the man to being that of Max Tanzewski.
Oh,
I probably should have practiced that last name, but we're going to go with it.
I like it.
He even looks like the bust of the Rack Man. And by the
Ooh.
way, the Rack Man came about in the media. Like, everybody started calling this guy the Rack Man.
Yeah, because he's on a rack.
I didn't really explain that. I just started using it.
I caught up.
Thanks. Max was known to have been a heavy gambler, and he had gone missing on January 11th, 1993, shortly after last being seen by his partner leaving his house in Newtown, Sydney. He was known to go on gambling benders, so it wasn't alarming at first when he withdrew like a large sum of money. I guess it was $1,800, but
Damn.
today that's like over $3,000 in our money.
Yeah.
And then he didn't return home that day. and no one was alarmed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when he didn't return home after a few days, his friends and family got worried, and they began to suspect that he had run into some foul play or something
Yeah.
from his gambling.
Yeah.
Max was known to carry some debt due to his gambling addiction, and he could have run into a connection with a gang or someone that he had owed money and he couldn't pay off. And so now investigators are looking into a bunch more unsolved and missing person cases with fresh eyes to see if they can find a possible link and maybe get closer to identifying who the killer or killers were.
Yikes.
So we still don't know who did it, but we have an identity on the body now.
Yeah.
And that is the story of the Rack Man.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that weird?
Did they fucking sonar the river after that?
Oh, I don't know.
I feel like
Probably
they
not.
should have.
To see if there's more bodies down there?
Yeah, because if this guy was like a gambler and they're assuming that maybe he ran into trouble then doing gambling or whatever,
Yeah.
whoever's killing people for gambling debts has more than one victim.
Absolutely.
Like-
That's a normal occurrence.
Yeah, that's a common
Yeah, way to...
habit or addiction or whatever
Yep.
that people often run into trouble to.
That's so true.
So, fucking
Check it out.
rake that lake, guys, or river, whatever
Rake
it is.
that lake.
Rake that lake.
Move that bus.
Exactly.
No, that's a good point, though. Or like any other missing persons who have gambling addictions as well.
Yeah, I would be looking into that kind of connection. Or
Yeah.
even if it wasn't an addiction, but this person gambled
connections.
high roller when they would gamble or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, or like went in that crowd or worked at a casino or
Yeah, know something. I
yeah.
mean, anything. That would be interesting. I mean, maybe we'll have an update soon because the latest article was in like August of 2018
Oh,
or
wow.
something like that. So it's still active case.
Yeah. Well, with all the like DNA stuff now too.
Oh yeah, they're like solving all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Old shit.
That's crazy.
Right?
We had some good ones this
yeah, we
week.
did. God damn.
God damn. Also, that poor fisherman.
I know.
He's like,
right?
oh, I got the best haul of my life right now.
Psych, it's a
pull
dead
this up."
body.
Yeah. Oh, just kidding. Ruined your fucking week.
Yeah, right? Oh my god. What a good story though for later. Like, what's
Yeah.
the craziest thing you've ever pulled off that riverbed? Well, sit down, Frank. I've got a story for you.
Yeah. Old Henry over here pulled up a fucking body. He's just
Oh,
in the
man.
corner drinking.
It's just like, it's true. Leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it. Talked about it too much.
Oh my god, wait. We have to give a shout out to one of our listeners who sent us an awesome fucking package.
Oh, yeah. We did get something from somebody, and I was so fucking excited. And you actually got to go with me to the P.O. box.
I
for
know, I
once.
got to see it.
Yeah.
That was fun. And we didn't get murdered.
Yeah. Thank God. We went in the middle of the day like smart people.
Yes, where it's totally safe.
Yeah. We got some koozies
Yes.
from Backroads Robin Hood Lounge.
Where I want to fucking go.
Oh my God,
Stat.
me too. It's in Montana,
Yes.
and that was from Beth LaRue.
She's awesome. Thank you so much,
Thank
Beth.
you. And thank you for telling me how to pronounce your name, although I feel like I would have nailed it.
That's because your maiden last name is like that.
French AF.
Yes.
Yeah. You're awesome. Thank you so much.
We love you, and I've been using my koozie every single day. My husband tried to use it, and I was like, "You using my koozie?"
It's like, no, that's mine.
I can't wait to put beer in it.
I fucking know. You only have like 2 weeks to go.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I've got some
terrified.
time.
You got some time, girl.
Yeah, you're gonna do great. Don't worry.
It'll go so fast. Look at us being all supportive.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, if you want to check out pictures related to our cases, go to our website, isgdpodcast.com. You can also find our Patreon and our merch there.
Yep. You can Facebook us, Instagram, and Twitter us at ISGD Podcast.
That's right.
And you can send us some mail or sweet fucking koozies from wherever you work, because that's awesome.
So awesome.
P.O. Box 2764, Spring Valley, California, 91979.
Email us some more suggestions on cases you'd like to hear. Or you could just email us to be like, what's up, baby? At isgdpodcast@gmail.com.
Yep. And rate and review us. And if you guys want stickers or anything, email us your address and I'll send them over.
Yep.
Is that all?
I think that's it. I think we hit it all.
All right.
We love you all.
Later.
Bye, guys.
Bye. And if you're all caught up on our podcast, Stay tuned for a promo from Mouse and Weens podcast.
Hi, this is Mouse.
I'm Weens.
And we are two sisters with the Mouse and Weens podcast.
Nice and clear.
Come take a listen.
It's fun.
We talk about life, love, and pubic hair.
Sick.
And all sorts of fun family memories. And
Stuff.
yeah,
Come
good
on.
stuff. We're on all the platforms. And we hope you take a listen.
Bye.
Bye.
Suck it.